is the everlasting God. You are the everlasting God. All right. It's been a long time. I feel like I'm hesitating to come on. Let me see. Let me see if this helps. Probably not. Alright, probably should do this off like I always do, but I'm never prepared. Right? Alright, so I wanted to still using handy dandy lamp. Alright, but I felt the need to come on and record. Something has sparked my my attention today. A little comment, something that's going on, and I just remembered a year ago, a year and a month ago, I had made a video about women yielding to their man, and because men thrive in head lordship positions, and it is our duty to uplift them and motivate them to the positions to flourish in those positions, because behind every good man or great man there's a great woman, right? But a talk had came up and about some viewpoints, some controversial opinions and interpretations, or whatever theories, whatever that is coming up, and it kind of concerned me because of course, like, my viewpoints are a tad bit different, and I'm still hoping in things, at least the foundation being solid. I hope for that. And it's like you can't fix every problem, but the obvious problems that seems to have a great solution, because at one point it was working well. So therefore, there's a possibility that we can stem from that and bring, try to work it the best way we can. I don't know if things got way out of hand that it can never come back to it being, I'm sorry, that looks terrible. I don't know if it can ever come back to it being, like it was, because once it's changed, then it's kind of hard for things to be the same. So there's never a way for things to be identical or identically the same. It's like fraternal twins, maybe. But not really sure. So I'm not gonna go on about the viewpoint of what opinions they are. I'm just gonna talk strictly about stemming off of the video that I had created and I had just listened to, and about yielding and allowing a man to be because they thrive better in lordship, and it just works for everyone if everybody just maintain the roles better. Now, if the woman is sitting back and contemplating on trying to be better, or the man sitting back and constantly being better in those positions that obviously is better fit for the other one, you feel like you can do it better. I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose. It's like that's why everybody is supposed to be coming together in union and learning each other's strengths and weaknesses so you can thrive in those roles, right? I messed it up. Let me be back so I can talk. Okay. So Decided to leave it. All right. So let me focus on the point of me coming on. I really don't have any points. Of course, I didn't think things through. I just listened to the video and I remember the what was being said, and it just caused and I wanted to post my video. Like I'm like this fits for this time, I think. But then I realized I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like I don't know how to do this. Do I need to edit? What I need? Can I just throw it up there raw, uncut? Yeah. Um. But I'm like, you know what? I haven't been getting a lot of feedback from people lately when I start posting about my viewpoints. And so it's like, should I? I don't know, I'm a bit hesitant. But I think to the right ear it would be kind of helpful to, or it might stem something, someone's on the fence about it, then it's like, yes, girl, stand by your man. Don't listen to them hoes. Like, no, just joking. But no, for real. Because a lot of women are, I find that even just Valentine's Day just passed, and I felt in my spirit that there's a lot of separated homes. I'm single. I don't have no me, right? But I still care. I still care about the unities, the unions that are brought together, the homes, the children that is brought up in those homes. Um, the husband feeling like can't speak to the woman because she's got something to say about everything, or speak over him, or the man belittling the woman because of whatever reason, or you don't have a voice, you don't have a say, you're nothing, you're diminishing her, just stripping of the voices. And it's like, at least I have a voice, at least. Like, don't take that. You know what I mean? It's like especially in the homes. If you could talk to anybody, it should be your man, it should be your woman. If you can talk to anyone, it should be him, it should be her, it should be your children, it should be your family. A lot of the times we don't have that, right? A lot of the times people get so caught up in their pride and their ego and who they think you are, who they see you as. They dwell on whether you remind them of this person and you remind them of that person is because of, I don't like your parents, I don't like this that you said, or you you intervened too early when I was chastising the child, or I didn't like, is this something you did? It's just so many things that stand in the way of the togetherness of what is going, what should be. um and like I said, Valentine's Day just passed and I felt it in my spirit. And I'm just like, I just felt the need to pray for the broken families, and a lot of people were separated and probably with other people outside of their marriages. But they come together maybe for the kids, they come together maybe for financial means, or they come together because they don't want to start over for real. They just want to act like it. They just want to pretend like they want to start over when they really don't. And just to make it look good, like they got it like that, or they all that. And or it could be the complete opposite. They do feel like they got it like that and they ready to leave the home because they don't need that man or woman anymore for that financial support that they were giving. I'm making more money than you now. I think I can do it on my own. I don't need you. And that's really what keeps coming up. A lot of women are saying, I don't need you. Even though the man, I'm speaking for that, just that specific event, right? That specific situation. There's so many other, but I'm just going to try to bring it in and narrow it down to the ones that I am more familiar with, because I've heard it or I've seen it, or yeah, so I witnessed it in some way. Um, so I'm gonna try to talk about more of those, not the ones that I don't know personally. Um, so yeah, a lot of the prideful women, what is that? I don't need you. They have formed, they have spoke over the man, they belittle the man a lot so they can get what they want. Um, make sure you have my money. And this has nothing to do with what men are doing. Men are some guys, grown boys, are very mean, very dismissive, very hateful towards women. And even though they want them around, but they're very, very mean towards them. So I'm not avoiding the topic of that, but it's just for the woman. I'm a woman and a single one at that, but I still have the mind of being by my man's side. If he's my man, then he's my man. I'm going to support him. I'm going to be by his side as well as him be by mine. We all have a choice in the roles that we take, but if he's my man, he has shown the evidence, right, that he wants to be my man. Um and that's really what it's all about. And if I'm his woman, I have shown the evidence that I'm his woman, that he can trust me, that I'm going to be faithful, that I'm going to be loyal, I'm going to be everything for the union, right? But like I said, it's back to the women. A certain type is like right now, it just seem like I don't, they are saying they don't need, I don't need you. I don't need you. I can do it by myself. And don't get it twisted, because I make more money than you. Shaming them because they probably can't fix you know, do the lights in the house or something, or fix appliance in the house, or doing something, just shaming them because they may not be strong as they would want him to be. Just downing him, silencing him to the point that he can't even talk to you, not even to walk in the house and say hello. And and you would think me being a single would look at that like, oh, I could do it better. No, it actually was is actually disappointing, because it creates a space where it makes you kind of squint, like kind of have those eyes of concern. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you talking to him like that? And me being observant, sometimes I see things that I probably shouldn't see. And so of course I mind my business and come online and make my comments. But at the same time, or no, make a video, not come online. I don't know if this is gonna hit online, but make my comments. And I just hate to watch a lot of these relationships, because it does cause a person to lose hope that unity between a man and a woman exists. We still have examples. We have good examples. We see it. Well, I see it online. You know, the on the medias, right? I see, oh, this and that, and they, working working really well together as partnerships. The way that it looks like, from what it's looked like, it looks like they're doing really well and working well together, and their union is flourishing, regardless of what it is, regardless how much you don't know, their financial status, but all you know is they're supporting one another, whether in their opinions, their ideas, whatever it is, you see the support that they're standing by them, one or the other, right? And you can see it within the children, how they operate together. And I think when the fruits are showing that brightly, when you can see the evidence within the children, I think you're doing a great job. You're doing a very great job. And because those are your seeds. They're they see they see what you think that they shouldn't see. Your DNA is in them. They connected. Whether you say stay in a child's place or not, they connected. And I don't have much scripture. Hopefully it comes up because I do always want to, bring in um scriptures and back it up with that other than the Adam and Eve syndrome. So I guess this is a part 4. And from last year. And so what I'm saying is if the goal overall is to divide the families, it seems very immature to divide families when one supports the other. One cannot do it without the other in a thriving way. You're not flourishing, you're not being fruitful, full of fruit, right? You probably have look at a sparing, like a sparse tree. That would be you, me, without your better half. And yes, with some of us are called to remain single, but that's because they're fruitful by themselves. If you are still being fruitful by yourself, because okay, let me see if I can kind of no one should be alone, but if you are able to produce when you are by yourself, then is not per se is not needed. But if you're still going on, okay, for sexual matters, if you're single, if you could remain celibate, you know what I mean, is a difference. If you could remain celibate, but you could still produce in different ways and help other people flourish and thrive and be fruitful, and not just fruitful in the seed form of children, but just overall. Can't go into detail. I'm just flowing, right? Um, but if you're still sleeping around, if you still going and messing with other people, like if you're single and you're messing with other people's wives, with other people's husbands, and intervening in other people's stuff, then no, you're a adulterous wife, right? Then you're not called to be a single. You're not called, you know what I mean? That's not your calling because you are desiring another person. You are desiring certain things that only another person can fulfill. And I think that is the difference. When you're desiring certain things that you need from another person, and most of us do. So that's why it's very is not often someone is called to be a single. Even though a lot of people are like, I don't care, I don't mind. But if you're bitter, if you're single and it's causing you to be bitter and resentful, to cause you have to be resentful, then that's signs that you are not called to be a single, right? But if you are still content and happy and you are able to flourish in that position, like I said, and help people show love, compassion, and even to yourself. If situations added worked up to that, you got to take that up with the Lord. But it's not for you to be single and have some resent, and then you're whispering in married women ears saying, you don't you don't need him. Girl, you make more money than him. Don't let he probably out cheating anyways. He come home every day at the same time. He probably out cheating. He calling you while he at work. I'm thinking about you. And girl, don't you falling for that? It's a lot of them, huh? Or looking at your man. A lot of relationships are together for the wrong reasons, and it shows. But me personally, I still believe that there's some that really believe in the unity of a man and a woman, that they can thrive together because they are made to be together. It's nothing against, other people's views and theologies against, if whether or not if it should be a man and a woman or a man and a man. I'm gonna speak from a man and a woman's point of view, right? So I believe that a man and a woman, because there's no point to talk about other other types of relationship if the original relationship is not even getting it together. They not even working all of a sudden. Or has it always been that way? Right? Has it always been that way? Has it always been a communication problem? Has it always been a fight to be had? A fight to be a lord called a lord? You're a queen, you're a king. What's the fight? Of your throne. What's the fight? Why do you have to be in? You're seated side by side. Whether you on the left or the right, what difference does it make? I want to be on the left. Okay, switch it. I want to be on the right. Switch it. Hurry up. People are looking up to you. Your own children. They're going to be positioned in that very position that you are in. And they're going to have to make the decision when they start their families. That's why it's like, I believe that it's not just about you. No, I'm not saying, avoid your emotions or your will, your desires, but and your thoughts and your ideas is not to I'm not going to stop my life for anybody. No, it's not about that. It's about understanding. When you got into that position, you stepped in, you said, I want to do this. A lot of them saying, I didn't even want to get married, and it just happened. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Like, because if you keep having that it just happened. If you keep being nonchalant about it, and that shows unintentions. You didn't have any intention on being with that person, therefore throughout that marriage is going to show. It's going to show. It doesn't make your role. You're in it. You're in it. You're in the role whether or not you. I didn't even want to be married. I didn't even want to have kids. You have kids and you're married. So why would you be doing what you never wanted to do? That your response should have been a no, not a yes. Because now you're in a position where you shouldn't be. Messing with the heart that was ready and very intentional, but you wasn't. Or you probably interfered with someone's home and showed and made them feel like you wanted them just to see. It was games for you. Let me see if I can get them. And you got them. And now I even want to be married. That's like Hosea's wife. She got married, but still had a mindset of a prostitute, of a hoe. You're in a role where you shouldn't be. Interfering with hearts and minds that you shouldn't be interfering with. You are in a position that somebody else should be in. And you think you won because you got them. You got them to manipulate and to do what you want to support you. And now you making enough so you don't need them because you pushed him down long enough to the point he can't even open up his mouth. Can't even give you a hug. So at the beginning he did, now he don't talk. What did you do? And it's like that's when it gets to the point where we have to check ourselves when we start seeing the changes within our partner, because it's not only she doing it, is he doing it too? Definitely. Talked about it so many times in my videos. For me, and I'm not married, but just in between men and women, in between relationships. And you silence them for whatever reason you have, just to overpower maybe. Maybe you don't feel as strong that day, so you're just gonna do it. It's something, or they remind, I don't know what it is, or you just think that they're gonna overpower you, or you think they're gonna win, or you think they're gonna do something. So you can't let them be. You can't let them speak. You can't let them think for themselves. It's an issue. You have to be in control of that person. They cannot think for themselves. Oh my goodness, they're gonna ask me to submit. I'm actually gonna have to submit to them if they think for themselves. Maybe that's what it's about. I'm actually gonna have to act like I trust them. Because then it's gonna be obvious to them that I don't really care. I don't know. Well, guess what? For those that are in those roles, I'm not saying get a divorce. I'm saying get deliverance. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying be delivered from that manipulating and controlling spirit so you can see that person that is in front of you that wants to be in your life. It's still just a little bit because they still around. They still around enough to the point where change can happen. They didn't completely dead you. You come home and all their things are gone. You don't want that. I'm talking about the ones that actually have showed the fruit, had the evidence, but yet you're not appreciating them and you're taking advantage of their hearts and their minds and their gestures and their just thinking of you text while they're out busy doing what they need to do to provide and protect and show up and be thoughtful and remember your birthday and the anniversaries and your parents' birthday and vice versa. Actually taking initiative to be attentive to you and all your needs on both sides. Hopefully that's the goal, right? Um, don't look at my background. Don't look at my position. Look at what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. It's time to look in the mirror completely every day. Is not to say, oh, I'm cute. It's not to say that. It's not to say, oh, flexing and stuff like that. It's not to do that. You are looking in the mirror to be sure that you are checking in with yourself to make sure it is aligning with your priorities for yourself and your overall responsibility in your reality. And it's not a reality in a bubble, it's reality on the throne. On the throne. You got a throne in each household, especially if you're married. You have stepped up to the position. You have stepped up and said, I am going to be responsible and I'm going to be the example. Oh my goodness, that is a terrible role to be in, huh? I ain't signed up for this. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's why the evidence is showing of the broken homes, the dysfunctional families going down the generations. You signed up for it. But you can't get past what you want and your own selfish desires. And you can't see your child is struggling emotionally or dealing with or running to someone else because they can't talk to you. Because all you care about is controlling everybody. Come on. You only could dress it up but for so much. You could cover it but for so much. You see that? Did you notice that? Up close it looked like it's all white, right? And then the light get on it. Then you notice that it's spots up there. Something like that, right? That glare. Hit the glare and then all of a sudden, wait, it's spots. Who that? At least on mine, that's what it showed on my end. It was a glare, then all of a sudden it was like, da da ta da. It's not spotless. It's flawed. And no, you don't got it all together. And no, you're not all the way healed. You just dressed it up good enough. So when you're up close or even at a distance, it don't look like it. Or maybe you both know how to hide it well, but secretly y'all doing your own thing. But it shows in your children, so which anyway is gonna show. You know a happy home. You know it. Maybe not by experience, but you can just tell. And don't be jealous when you see those happy homes that they actually take time with their children. They work together to form a foundation that works for everyone within that household. Don't be jealous. Don't be envious. Don't be comparing yourself. Matter of fact, compare yourself. If you're going to compare yourself to anything, compare yourself to something that is good. Hey, I don't do that. Hey, that person over there don't have many spots. And as a matter of fact, they had spots. They told me about it. They said they used to have a spot right here. But they told you, they said, this is what I did when I had this spot. And now I don't have the spot anymore. I'm still working on other spots, but this one I don't have anymore. So I'm pretty excited. I'm stoked, right? And I'm gonna share it with you. Now now they're sharing it with you, right? Are you gonna sit there and be envious? Who does she think she is telling me? I got the same spot, but it don't take all that. I don't care. I'm good with my spot. But yet you're envious and jealous. Yeah. So that makes sense. Hopefully I'm speaking clearly. Hopefully I'm talking. I'm saying something. The point of the matter is people are giving out so much, so many of the solutions that they had to work out within their own lives. But people are not doing it because they're comparing themselves to people is not that are not fruitful. And then when they find someone that is fruitful, they can't change, control themselves enough to see that, you know what? Even though I feel the way I feel, and it most likely has nothing to do with that person, maybe they're right. Maybe I should try that. And not only try it, but actually give them credit for what they're saying and doing. Actually shout them out. Say, great job. It really helped me. And not just say it helped me and just to, say it, but really apply it. So the evidence will show in your life, in your union, in your relationships. Now, if you're in a position where everything, is against you because of spiritual matters, that's a different story. You're fighting the good fight of faith and you're standing tall in it. But even then, it shows. It shows where it needs to show. So, and I know to prideful or egotistic person, they're not going to be able to hear me. I pray that they hear me. I pray that they understand what I'm saying and is not stirring up more stuff, because the whole point of the talks is for them to look, turn it around and say, I didn't need to say that to my husband or my wife in that way. I can actually try to reach over and give them a hug tonight. And if they push me away, I'm squeezing them. You ain't leaving out this bed until you kiss me back. Nah, you ain't leaving. We need to talk. I don't know. I'm still caught up on that. When I just said that, that reminded me of that movie. I still haven't got the name. I remember I had watched this the late I can't even know where to start. But when she tied up her husband because he was asking her for a divorce, she was like, "Oh, that's not happening." She it wasn't just in her words; it was in her actions. Homegirl said, did. Nah, we fixing this. I got in this. You actually talked me into doing it. When I was scared, you showed me and you told me that you would be my best friend forever. My best friend forever. And you mean to tell me you not in love with me no more? In love with some young girl? Negative. Tied his butt up. He told me I gotta use the bathroom. They fought. He was like, I can't stand you, ugly B. I think that's what he said. Next thing you know, she knocked him out. He on the toilet, tied up to the toilet. Use the bathroom. Yeah, but she did it so gracefully. She did it so compassionate. She's like, sorry, but we need to fix this. I love. What movie was that? It was just like, I'm not saying every person can do that. I ain't trying to be in nobody's home, and I probably will be that type of. We get this together. I don't care what you talk about, but I do think it takes all that. I know what people like. Well, it's other fish in the sea. It's a lot of fish in the sea. But you marry that one. You with that one. You chose that one for a reason. You said yes to that one for a reason. And if those reasons was superficial at the beginning, now you're in it, so you need to change your perspective and make those once super that allow the Lord to change what was meant for evil for good. Know what I'm saying? Has to be to that. It has to be to that. Because it's not just about you. Emotions change. When it starts to show in how you present yourself in your with your identity. Now, if you are completely being diminished, then yes, okay, we got to step away. But it's not over. I'm coming back and I'm fighting for mine. That heart right there, that's mine. I'm responsible for that. I need to make sure. And it's like people like, well, you're not responsible for their feelings and stuff like that. Not so much to the point when they bringing in baggage and stuff like that. It's certain things that they have to deal with. But when that's your man, that's your woman, yeah, you're responsible for how well they feel. How motivated they are, how encouraged, how they wake up. The Lord says you don't go to sleep and well, I don't know verbatim, but you don't allow things to go. You don't allow things to end or linger. You don't allow, like, if you had an argument, you got to talk about it. You got to solve it before the next day, because the next day is problems in itself. Problems are waiting for you tomorrow. They like, it's 6:30, 6:15. What's going on? It's almost that time. So today is your responsibility. Hey, we had an argument. Hey, we had a disagreement. Hey, something didn't happen right. Let's go back to the drawing board because we are a team and we are in this management together. So, hello, coworker, co-manager, co-assistant. Hello, wherever you are. We need to figure this out because our numbers are decreasing. Our numbers are not showing how much our efforts. We're together every day. We go out to eat on every Sunday. We bring the kids are I pick up the kids at this time, you pick up the kids, you drop off the kids at that time. We have all this going on, but yet our numbers are not showing. It's not what we expected. What are we doing? Right? Back to the drawing board. Back to the basics. Why? Because we all need you. No, we're not in your home, but we are all affected when you don't do well. We all want you to be happy. We all want you to stay together. We all want you to work together. I'm saying all, but have that in mind at least. I don't know other people's opinions, but hopefully I have an army standing behind me. I believe that. I have an army standing behind me saying yes to union, togetherness in marriages. Yes. Victory in marriages. Yay. You're going to get it. You're doing well. Keep trying, keep striving, keep thriving. Keep showing up for that person when that person is weak. Keep being their strength in those times of weakness. Yes, the Lord is our strength, but He also, when He gives you that partner in life, they are your strength as well. They see things, they see what's going on. What's up? Nothing. I just want to be by myself. Can I have some time to myself? Yes, you can have time to yourself, but you need to also communicate. Hello, you didn't clock in for work today. You need to give me a notice. Why not play it like that? It would remind you that you need to participate in this marriage just as much like as you do in your career, in your job. I need a 15. What if I probably would do something? Hello, 15 minutes, you 15 minutes late. You got a whole attitude today. I need an explanation. You was nasty to those customers. What's going on? Come on, come to my office. Matter of fact, that was a 2-second kiss. I need 10 seconds. Forget the 7. I need 10 before you leave this house. Why not? I'm speaking from, I have to speak from my point of view. I don't know any other. But hopefully I'm saying something. I I don't want you to get a divorce. I know you don't know me, but I don't want you to get a divorce. For what? For what? Because you didn't find a way to talk to one another? You didn't find a way to forgive one another? You didn't find a way to be faithful when you have those desires or thoughts about other things or other people? Maybe you came across an old fling, or someone hit you up in your DM that you used to be in love with, and they look good, but they single. They just got a divorce, or whatever the case may be. And you actually, your wife or your husband don't have your password. Because wife should be, excuse me, hi, nice to meet you, but please don't contact him again. Block. Or her. Block. Oh, by the way, someone hit you up, but I had to let them know. I mean, I don't think that's wrong. You need to protect what's yours. It's too much going on, and they're successful at it. Breaking up marriages, the other woman, other man, doing a very good job. I think that says a lot. They're good at what they do, but they're not good at keeping. It seemed like, right? Both sides is like they're good at getting in, being that serpent, interfering with the union that God brought together. Hey, you tell him you want to be the head. Matter of fact, I'm going to have you work more hours or get a promotion over to him, and he's going to feel diminished, and he's going to have to stay home with the kids. I mean, guys really like that position. Some guys are okay with that because then they get to spend time with, or they could be better at with the kids than at certain age, right? Than maybe the woman, and that's okay. But at some time, what do you say in that matter? If the supervisor is coming, okay, the wife or whatever is making more money than the husband, or have to work more hours, or in a more they have more responsibility in the position that they're promoted to, what do you say? And she's still trying to be, if that's that woman that's sitting here still trying to support her man, make sure he's still, I love you, right? Please don't get it twisted. Like, I want you to be happy for me, but I know men's ego it operates a little different. How do you play that when you in the stance of that's my man and I love my man? I don't want him to feel no type of way. When you have that mind, and it's not, oh well, it's my promotion, you should be happy for me, and that's it. Or throwing it. What am I saying here? I'm talking about the conflicts, the things that's being said to one another that causes the division. I'm not talking about every situation. There's so many others that I'm sure that you can fill in. Hey, here's a blank line, fill it in. But what do you do in that matter? How do you still remain in the positions in the role that you should be when those issues come up? When the enemy is trying to find every way to make someone feel less than, trying to unbalance the equality, equilibrium. It's like you guys are getting together well. Oh my goodness, you guys are operating, you're managing, it's showing in the kids. We gotta do something. Gotta pick a fight. You peed on the seat. Why you ain't clean it up? I'm tired of you using my toothbrush. I'm real serious. It's not even a joke. You're not even playing. You're serious. You came home 5 minutes late, and I was like, I was missing you so much. Like, I can't take this. You didn't wash my car the other day, and it was a spot on my car. Like, I couldn't even see out at my mirror. Like, you skip you every Friday. You take my car to the car wash. My nail broken. You didn't pay for my nail. I had to go pay for it myself. I'm wearing a month old wig. My eyelashes need to be done. And you crying. You boohooing. At some point, you don't need to be spoiled that much. I get is, oh, make sure you spoil. Yes, spoil your woman that is operating in a woman's position. Because then she knows the difference. And she's not taking it to the head when you mess up, is she sitting there downing you? I mean, if you're acting like a child and you need to be treated like a child, you acting like a brat right now. You need to go in timeout. I'm not doing this. I'm not buying you nothing for a whole year. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Because that's how women are acting. Guys are acting real bratty too, though. I ain't even gonna lie. So that's why it is time to look at ourselves and see where we can find correction. Where can we find correction? Where can we allow the person that we're with to really look at us and be honest with us, and be compassionate and gentle at the same time, and know that these are still weaknesses that we still need help in, and we can sit there and say, yeah, yeah, babe, you need to work on that. I'm gonna make a list, and you make a list and I make a list, but don't be too harsh. Don't be too harsh. Be gentle. Because I want to still know that you love me after I read this list, and not you not just criticizing me, and we work on it together. together. Because remember, if you really my woman or you really my man, your strengths usually are my weaknesses and my, you know what I mean? You should be bouncing off each other. And because you're my eyes and my ears, you see what I don't see. You can help me in those areas. We're a team. It's time to look back at your partner. That's your partner. And say, let's try again. And hopefully, when you after you try and keep really trying, keep trying, even if regardless of how long it takes, that you will renew your vows. And you gotta set new vows. Maybe the first ones maybe it was superficial. Maybe you didn't mean it. Maybe it was, I didn't even want to get married. But now, today, you worked hard through those difficulties with each other, and now you can stand tall and say, "I want to be married. I want my marriage. I want my husband. I want to stay together. I love him. I love her. No, we're not perfect, but we got this. We doing this. Teamwork. Yeah, let's go. Come on." Because within each relationship, in each marriage, yes, I know it's so much negative stuff being said about people like, oh, they don't want us to be together. And stuff is actually, it looks that way. But do you want it? Then do whatever you need to do to stay together. Even if it's not perfect, but just do well. Just do well today together. Find a way that you can look at your partner and smile. Have that, you doing something, you know that look. You look and you look up, you like stop. Why you looking at me like that? Why you looking at me like that? Come on, do it for me. I don't even know you. You're right, but I believe in you. I believe in the unity of marriages, of relationships, the intimacy part. Because if you do it, then I have hope that I can too. Because I'm gonna need somebody to call. I'm gonna need somebody to comment on my post and say, "Girl, don't give up. You got this. Stay strong in your marriage. I am praying for you and your man." Cause I did it. We had an issue 5 years ago, but we just renewed our vows. Girl, you could do it. Keep going strong. We got it. We in it together. Don't matter the color, the race, nothing. We got this. We got it. It's a call for us to support each other in our relationships. And it's not someone behind the scenes trying to take your partner because you look like you happy. Or oh, that you noticed that they was happy and then all of a sudden they not happy, then it's like, okay, here's my time, here's my moment. No, sit down. Go sit, it's a time and place for you. And it's not over here. Because we on lock over here. We exchanging passwords. When you see him, you see me. And he telling you, hey, babe, look at her. She introducing. Yeah, talk to my wife real quick. I'll be back. Yeah. Yeah. I believe that's how it's supposed to be. You asking that person a question, oh, you're gonna have to ask him. You ask that, oh, you're gonna have to ask her. Nobody, they ain't sharing nothing. They share what they need to share, for examples, if they need to help somebody and stuff like that. Because we still have ministries, right? People don't call it ministries, but in a way, I'm gonna call it that as an example. Like, you're still helping others, you're still, teaching others. Because even as an individual, when someone is going through things, you give them advice, especially if they come into you asking for, I'm dealing with this situation, don't know. They see how you doing well in yours. It looks like it. Now they come into you personally like, I really like y'all, I admire your relationship and stuff like that. How do you handle this situation? Da 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 da. Da. You giving advice, that's still ministering. Even if it's one on one, it don't have to be on web, it don't have to be a whole movement, right? But even within your day-to-day life, that's how I see marriages. Even within your little friendships, or neighbor, when their neighbors coming over maybe for lunch, you guys have a little gathering and stuff like that. You have some type of, everybody has, similar friendships. The kids, hey, that's TV, but that's real life too. Some people don't have those, but that's why I'm saying we all have to be involved in different types of environments, so we know maybe this is not working for you because you came from a dysfunctional household and you're getting advice from dysfunctional people, and they may not even want to see you flourish. They don't care if you're fruitful and multiplying. They don't care if you wake up with a smile on your face. In fact, but you just gotta know that. And it could be your parent. It could be your stepchild. You know what I mean? You gotta know how to position it. We all have to. That's why you're coming together, brainstorming, putting the heads together. No, seriously. How we gonna do this? The foreheads together. Ooh. Where I see that at? But for real, you gotta be that close. How you think you're gonna how you think you're gonna flourish? Putting the foreheads together. You thinking what I'm thinking? You thinking what I'm thinking? Is that cone heads? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I forgot about cone heads. Okay, well, I'm a little over an hour, so hopefully you get the point. But I do adore, and I'm looking forward to seeing the marriage renewals, renewing the vows and everything. Looking forward to seeing that. And I'm gonna say congratulations in advance because I do believe that you're gonna do it. I do. I do believe that. I'm praying for you. Pray for me, for my strength in the Lord, and that I meet my partner, my life partner. Um, and I ask that you pray for my success in my marriage, the success in our marriage, and that we're putting our heads together when we need to, and that you're there when I can look around and see the examples and how should I handle my situation. Well, that person did that. Let me give it a shot, and try it and make it my own. Change it where I need to change it. Substitute what I need to substitute. Right? It sounds good. Oh, I don't. I had somebody say, "Well, I don't live in that perfect world." And I'm just like, or that I don't believe on that. I don't look at things in that way. And I'm just like, well, I do. There's others too. But if you stamp yourself to that idea that I don't I don't think about things, and I'm not I don't live in that perfect world. And it's just like you're being negative, first of all. And how can you grow in a negative environment? You can't. It's either going down or down, right? You can't go out. You're not going up if you're having that attitude. So change your perspective, please. Look at things in a new way, because your life and the lives of those that are watching you are depending on it. No, you can't be perfect. Both of you can't be perfect. But if you need to, for even people that's in the limelight, if you need to step away and handle what you need to handle in your marriage, I think you need to do that. Go on a resort. If you don't have the funds for that, rent a motel, something. So do something that's designated just for you two. And you bringing in all these games, brainstorming. You got journal entries every morning for this week that we're taking on vacation. We're gonna write about here's the journal starter. Here's the starter. You gotta finish the sentence and then write a whole page if you can, or type it or voice it. But you're gonna have to run into the bathroom, maybe do the audio, because then we're gonna bring it together and we're gonna brainstorm. Whatever you gotta do, but we gotta do it. Because we need to get this right. And we're going to be on top of each other. We hand in hand, we handcuffing each other all day. We can't go nowhere without each other because we've been separated. Now we handcuffing each other. Yes, it takes all that. I know people making it look good and everybody divorcing, and it's just, well, we just grew apart. We don't like each other no more. But you think it's not gonna follow you where you go? Do you really think you're gonna be much happier? Now, if the person abusing you and like really like choking your identity, choking the life out of you, I'm not talking about that. You got to do what you need to do. You have to separate, because that's precaution. Like, you need to take care of your protection. Now, that's a whole nother story, and I don't want to get into it because it might trigger some stuff within me. But the whole idea is to think, to have hope that better can happen, and it will, because you're going to work at it. You're going to do what you need to do and put your foreheads together. That's clear. I hope, I pray. Please. Because there's no point to be people. sitting here trying to create systems to make sure that you do what you need to do within, because it's so many voices that have stuff to say about marriages and saying the man need to come home, the woman need to do this, all these different voices, and it's like forming these things. And then when now that things, the structure is saying, okay, you better, it's time, and then you're saying, who, I'm not. What do you mean? You are in the very position that you need to be in. Because what would life be like for real if you wasn't in that position? What was you doing beforehand? It wasn't all that great, right? So the Lord blessed you with that partner and taught you to forgive and teaching you how to forgive 70 times 7, 70 times 700, 7,000. And it's not to purposely hurt the person, but we are going to make mistakes. We're sometimes we're going to do it purposely, sometimes we're going to, that's that inequity. Sometimes we're going to sin on purpose towards ourselves and others. Sometimes we're going to cause trespasses, transgressions. Sometimes we're going to get in some debt, right? And then you have to say, Lord, forgive me and help me forgive myself for hurting this person that you gave me responsibility over. You have given me a best friend, you have given me a life partner, you have given me someone, some support. You have given me so many things, whatever comes to your mind, whatever you have learned from that person that you are with. That is the idea that you should be going into when you go to renew your vows with that person. And don't wait till it's so done. But as long as you're still married, for those that are still married, you are saying, this is what we're going to do. Because if you can do it with a person that you just meet, I just met this person and we're joking, we're laughing. You used to do that with your husband, right? Or with your wife or whatever. She don't get dressed like she used to. It's time for you to, hey, babe, look at this. Yes, put this on. If you got that kind of swag, I don't know how else would you say it. Put this on. I mean, whatever, which way. Anyway, put this on. I'm about to take you somewhere, or whatever you handing them, that's your business. But whatever you got to do, but you need to find that spark again because you're renewing your vows. You're renewing your vows, and you want to let Him be Lord, King. You're going to be Queen, and you're going to stand side by side and put your foreheads together. Put your heads together. Every single day, every situation, all the time. You better honeymoon all over again. Maybe you didn't do it right the first time. Maybe y'all was more in love, y'all had the puppy love, and now you actually more serious. So what? So what? Get the spark again, find whatever you need to do, and get that spark again. I don't care what you gotta do. I'm not saying do something freaky. You ain't gotta go there. You ain't gotta do nothing freaky. But you do have to learn how to be intimate. Intimate. See them, see into them. And it's not just about sex. It's that is a plus because you could connect when you could connect in that way. Looking into each other's eyes and really I'm there with you, right? But can you have it outside the bedroom? And if you can't, y'all need to really go into talk to get a mediator, talk to someone to really figure out what is the differences, what is coming in between you seeing that person that's right in front of your face, not seeing them physically, not seeing them, but seeing them, seeing the soul. When they feeling sad or unmotivated, and you cracking jokes, you uplifting them, being able, you need to know what to say to your partner when they're not feeling their best. And y'all need to, when y'all renew your vows, your one of your vows need to say, I know you're gonna make mistakes, and I'm gonna forgive you, and I'm gonna love you anyhow. But I need you to promise that you're not going to repeatedly do things to me willfully. But I need you to be careful not to do it. Be very careful because you don't want to hurt me, and I know you don't want to hurt me because you love me, in love with me, and you care for me. You want the best for me. Because if something happens to me, it affects you. And if something happens to you, it affects me. It affects everyone. So I need you to show up for me and be there for me and support me. And think of me when you have these difficult situations, when you have these difficult thoughts, when you're cornered in situations. Think of me with love and compassion. Think of me as your baby. Are you going to drop your baby because you meet somebody new? No, you're not dropping your baby. You love for my kids, yeah. For my kids. For my kids. Definitely. No, it should be my family. I understand we get brought up and know about the battle of the sexes and stuff like that, but we need to really change our perspective and know that those things, even if it looks true, it don't have to be true for you. It don't have to be true in your relationship. It don't. So renew. Look at that person again. Do what you need to do, whether it's within you and in the person. But don't take too much time because the times are changing and we need more of that structured family to thrive now more than ever. And why not be part of that movement? It's a movement. Go online, look. Why are so many people talking about it? Talking about how to manage relationships, talking about marriages. Oh, why? Because we're seeing the divorce rates and it doesn't look good. It doesn't reflect, it reflects on us. It shows what's really going on within our own minds, hearts, our upbringing, or our teachings. It's reflecting. We're not coming together. What do you mean we're not coming together? Why can't we get along? We have to get along because it reflects who we are. Even though we don't want it to be, but it does reflect. It says something. What do you give your attention to, right? I think it's even better if you have some, stuff, trauma or whatever pains that you're dealing with, and you're in that marriage, and you have that support that's supposed to be support. Some way, somehow, don't put it all on the other person. It's your fault. It's you have to do this. Don't put it all on the other person. Know that you're still responsible, but that is the best thing, that you have a partner, a life partner that can be supportive to you while you're healing yourself. Don't take it out on them. Be very intentional that you don't hurt them and say things to them, right? But, or do things to them because you're dealing with your own stuff. But at the same time, let them see the evidence that you're trying, that is improving, and that you're intentional, that I want to be healed so I can show up to you much better than I have been. And I want you to see it. If you don't see it, I need you to be my accountability partner. Don't if you can't say it nicely, write it on a piece of paper. Make and put it in perfect terms, so when I read it, it just sounds like a blank sentence. Not a blank, like a let the tone be there. If you need to ask Google how to do it, ask Google. No, seriously. Put it in complete sentence, because it's hard to get the tone wrong in a complete sentence. Play it over and over on your word. Like, write it out. Let the audio plays hear the tone of that audio. Whoever that's speaking on that audio, reading it back to you. How does it sound? Okay, now that sentence is perfect. Now send it to them. You need to be intentional about how you show up with that person, because that person is fragile. Both sides. Be careful. And you don't I have been an example of speaking through my emotions. I'm mad. I'm sitting here texting, saying a lot of everything. But I'm just saying, we got to show up better in our relationships. That's it. It don't have to keep going down. It can go up. It can go up. The numbers can look good. The numbers could look better. Hey, our numbers going down. What's going on? What we not doing? What we need to do? Because I want you here. I want you in my life. I need you in my life. And you need to have that attitude. I value you. Hug her. Hug him like you mean it. You know that hug. You know that hug. When you that's your baby. Let me get up off this. All right. I love you. Mwah.